Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is the Cinema Review. My name is Scott, and this is a video I've been wanting to for quite some time now. It's my entire Blu Ray collection, but as you can see, I have a good collection here. It's not anything huge or big or crazy, but I did want to show it off, and I think if I showed all of them, I have another shelf over here. It would just be like too long of a video. I see some collectors that have a lot of, huge collection of movies. They collect DVDs, all this stuff. I'm not like that. I only collect like Blu-rays and 4Ks. Mostly 4Ks. I have some collections. Steelbooks I'm pretty big on. So I want to separate this into maybe like 5 videos. Today I'm going to do like the Blu-ray collection. I'm just going to show you my Blu-rays. Then I'll show you my 4K collection, Criterion collection, Arrow Video and Shout collection. I got a cool couple of those. And finally a Steelbook collection. So I'm going to go do this alphabetical order. I'm going to make this really quick as I can for this video. I'm going to do alphabetical order. I'll put up a movie. I'll say my thoughts on it, and then we'll just go on to the next one. So let's start with the numbers first. I don't really have that many numbered Blu-rays. I mean, honestly, now that I think about it, I don't have that many Blu-rays in general. I collect a lot of 4Ks, a lot of Steelbooks, I have a cool collection, but like Blu-rays, I don't, have as many. So this may be a shorter video than I thought. But let's start with 12 Years a Slave. I got the cool slipcover on it. I don't know if you guys can see it with the lighting. Hopefully it looks good. If you take the slipcover off, same cover on here. But 12 Years a Slave is a very good movie. Lupita Nyong'o puts on a great performance. Michael Fassbender's in it, Brad Pitt, directed by Steve McQueen, a great director. So this is a very good movie here. I'm glad that I have the slipcover Blu-ray of this. Next, let's go to 28 Days Later. This is one of the best zombie movies ever made, hands down. And I'll tell you the main reason why, because it literally changed the way we look at zombies. Back in the day with Night of the Living Dead starting it all, we had just, zombies that came from the dead and, attacked us. With this, we moved away from dead zombies into more like infected zombies, which now we see in all types of things, like video games have everything's infected, so they changed the whole game for zombies. Great movie. Not my favorite zombie movie, but still very, very good. I enjoyed it a lot. Next and last for numbers, we got 500 Days of Summer, starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zooey Deschanel. I really love this movie. I watched it again recently. I rate it pretty high. I give it like a 4.3 out of 5 maybe. But I thought it's such a clever little romantic comedy. It's short, has very good meanings to it, everything. I love that movie a lot. One of the best romantic comedies of the last 10 years. And let's go into A. So starting out at A, we got the whole Alien 6-film collection. This thing looks so cool if you can see the gloss here. But I really love the Alien franchise. I've been playing the new game, Alien Fireteam Elite, a lot recently. And quick thoughts, and I tell you about every movie, I guess. The first Alien's a masterpiece. Aliens is another masterpiece. I actually like Aliens more than Alien, I think. I haven't watched those two in quite a while. Alien 3 is straight garbage, one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I'm sorry. Alien Resurrection is almost just as bad, if not worse, than Alien 3. And then Prometheus, I actually like a lot. The first time I tried watching it, I actually didn't really like it that much with all like the big head guys, and I never actually finished it. But then when I watched it again, when I started getting more into movies, I really loved it, thought it was so cool. And then Alien Covenant, I like a lot too. I thought it was really good. Not as good as Prometheus, If I had to rank all the movies, I'd probably go Alien 3, Alien Resurrection for Winona Ryder. Then Alien Covenant, then Prometheus, then Alien, then Aliens, maybe. So yeah, great franchise. I love it. Let's go on to the next one. This one is like a 3-film collection I got like a long time ago. It has American History X, A History of Violence, and True Romance. I have the Arrow Video True Romance now, so I don't even really use this one. If anything, I'd look at that. It's so old, I can't even it's hard to take it out. But American History X, another masterpiece, another great movie with Edward Norton. Phenomenal movie. A History of Violence I actually haven't watched yet. I need to watch that one soon. And True Romance I like a lot too. I think it's really good. Even though Christian Slater does annoy me sometimes, it's still a very good movie written by Quentin Tarantino. So, and then the last A, we're going to be going pretty quick with these, is Armageddon. I watched this one recently by Michael Bay with Bruce Willis, Ben Affleck. Is it Jennifer Gardner? Oh no, it's Liv Tyler from Lord of the Rings. Yeah, this movie blew me away. I actually had so much fun with it. I think it's one of my favorite Michael Bay movies. Just a lot of heart in it, just a lot more emotional than I thought. But really good. I think this looks better when I hold it like this, right? Instead of going like that with all the. I think if I go like this, we'll start doing that. So now moving on to B, you're probably thinking right now, like, dude, you only had 3 A movies. Now that I think of it, maybe I should just made this one really long video where I showed off everything. Because like I said, I don't have a huge collection, but whatever. Let's just keep moving along. Right now, we got the Blu-ray collection of Back to the Future. Now, I actually have the new 4K steelbooks that are in the back here. I can't wait to show you guys those. But Back to the Future, I love all these movies. The second one's a big comfort movie for me. I love watching that one. Even the first one. The third one I don't watch as often, but I still really love it. If I had to rank them, I actually go 2, 1, and then 3. I really love 2. I love the whole like almanac thing, so I'm big into sports. So I like that Bill Buff, what's his name? Biff. He uses the almanac to make all this money. I thought that was really cool. And yeah, so this collection's pretty sick. I don't even know how the hell you open it. I haven't opened it in a while. Oh, look, it goes up. So look, you open it up, and it's got all 3 movies here looking like this. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm probably never going to watch these on the Blu-ray because I have the 4K Steelbooks. And I think those are good restorations, so. Let's go on to the next one. We got, this is a cool one. We got Batman, the complete animated series. This set's so cool. I'm just happy to own these. I know it's all on HBO Max, but, you know, this is such a great series. I've been rewatching them recently. I just finished rewatching Volume 1. Started Volume 2, but look, it's got a cool little thing on the back with Batman vs. Joker. And this one's got Robin and Two-Face. So for my rewatch, I would say my favorite episode right now, is Nothing to Fear. That's the one where he's like, I am the Batman, I am the Knight. You know, that's such a great line. So I think that's my favorite episode right now on the rewatch, but we're going to keep rewatching. And it comes with a little booklet, actually. Oh, it just shows best features. Alright, so next up, we got 2 film collection of Blade Runner 1 and Blade Runner 2049. When I watched the first Blade Runner, I actually thought it was so boring. Then when I rewatched it, I loved it. I think it's one of the best movies ever made. So good. Just so many memorable scenes. The atmosphere, it's so atmospheric. It's like brilliantly made. Harrison Ford is a great character. His character is great. You know, I wouldn't say that he puts on like a phenomenal performance because the movie is kind of mellow at times. But the first Blade Runner is great. The second one, I love even more. I think it's Villeneuve's second best movie. I do like Prisoners a little bit more. But yeah, it's one of the best sequels ever made, I'll say. So those 2 films are great, and let's go on to C. Alright, so for C, we got a good amount of them. Let's just start with, we got Clerks here, a new release that came out actually this year. When I watched the movie last year, I think, most recently, and I thought it was so good. Really funny, what's his name? Kevin Smith, he stars in it. He does, I mean, his character is fine. I think he directed this, right? He made it. Really funny, like, 90s comedy. Next up, we got Con Air, another one I watched recently. And I don't love this one as much as some others do. Like, some people love the hell out of Con Air. If it's on TV, like, I'll always keep it on. And I did really enjoy it. Just having, you know, John Cusack, Nicolas Cage, John Malkovich on one movie. Nicolas Cage is always fun to watch. I love him. So Con Air is really good. Then I got Cursed Films. It's like a documentary on Poltergeist, The Omen, The Exorcist, The Crow, and Twilight Zone, the movie. It kind of shows kind of like how these films are like cursed and kind of all the backstage stuff that went on, like I guess with like Jet Li and how he died, and like I know Poltergeist, they use like real skeletons, right? The Omen I just watched recently. So I would say Poltergeist is really good. The Omen I loved. I watched that recently. The Exorcist is obviously a classic. The Crow is also really good. I love that one. But I haven't seen Twilight Zone the movie yet, so I'll watch Twilight Zone the movie and then I'll come back and hopefully I'll watch Cursed Films. Next up, I got Constantine with Keanu Reeves. Another one where I think it's like, okay, I'm not really a big Constantine fan. When I watch the DC anime movies of Constantine, I don't really get into it. I'm not big on the whole like demonic side of the DC universe. I kind of like just having like my Batman, Superman, Justice League sort of DC. But Keanu Reeves, it does good. It's a good movie. I can see why people enjoy it, but it's not something I ever really want to like go back and rewatch. It's like fine for me. Next up, I got City of God, another new release that came out this year. This movie was literally one of the first movies I watched when I first wanted to get into like cinema and stuff like that, like years ago. So I remember like really loving it, like being blown away. But I haven't watched it in a while, so I have to watch it again. But I know it's literally one of the best movies ever made. So, and then I got Casino, which I actually have the 4K steelbook of this one, which looks so sick. I can't wait to show you guys that. But Casino is brilliant movie, so good. I mean, you have De Niro, Sharon Stone, and Joe Pesci all starring in it. One of Scorsese's best, I'd say. But even saying one of Scorsese's best is not really saying much since he has so many. Like, I don't even think this is a top 5 Scorsese movie. But it's still really fun, still really good. Next up, I literally have the scariest movie for me. It's The Conjuring. This movie scares the hell out of me. It's literally the only movie that I'm like scared to put on because I know it's actually going to scare me. Like, if you watch this at like 12 a.m., 3 in the morning, and you turn off all the lights and put the sound up, you will be terrified by this movie. I don't care what anyone says. I think it's so good. Like a 4.7 out of 5 in terms of actual horror. And then lastly for C, we got another Nicolas Cage movie. We got Color Out of Space. pleasantly surprised by this movie. I don't love it. Look at the gloss. It looks pretty cool. I don't love it as much as some others do. I think it's really good, but it just gets a little bit too wacky, a little bit too weird towards the end. But it's a H.P. Lovecraft story, so what do you expect? But let's go into D. So now for D, we got another Scorsese classic. We got The Departed. Fucking come on. The Departed is a brilliant movie. DiCaprio, Nicholson, Wahlberg, fucking Matt Damon. Oh my god, the cast is great. Story is great. I've been watching the movie ever since I could remember. This movie's always been on. My family loves it. So good. I always, like rewatching it's always good. You always find something else that's new. You always appreciate it more every time you watch it. Definitely a top 5 Scorsese movie. Next, I got the Die Hard 5 film movie collection. I just recently watched through the whole collection. I've seen Die Hard a couple of times in the past. Love Die Hard. My quick thoughts on all the movies. Die Hard #1, literally one of the best action movies ever made. 5 out of 5. Totally rewatchable, classic. Quotes are great. Die Hard 2, also really, it's a good movie. I think it's good. I enjoy it. Die Hard 3, I think is a little bit better than Die Hard 2. You got Samuel L. Jackson, love the whole, banter there. You got Jeremy Irons as the villain. Love that. Live Free or Die Hard, pretty bad. You start bringing in, the son and... was the son in that one? Or you got the daughter or something like that? Live Free or Die Hard is really forgettable. And then A Good Day to Die Hard was so bad. They try to bring him into, like, Russia. That's when the son is, like, a spy. They just go too out there. You can tell that they, like, ran out of ideas for what to do with this character. So they try to bring him to, like, international waters. Thank God they stopped making these, I'll probably only watch, like, 1, 2, and 3 when I want to rewatch the franchise. And that's all you really need. Next up, I got David Lynch's Dune. Haven't even taken it out of the casing yet. I haven't watched it yet. And only because Arrow Video has the new 4K Dune coming in, which I have it pre-ordered. It should have already came, but it's running a little late. So I'm going to watch that soon. Hopefully I can show you guys that before the Arrow video comes out that I want to make. Next up, I got Dead Poet Society with Robin Williams. My favorite Robin Williams movie. I watched this again last year. So much heart in this. You got Ethan Hawke as a kid in it. It's a little bit too, like, unrealistic with the whole, like, poetry element to it. Like, all these boys just happen to love poetry and are quoting it. I think that's a little bit too unrealistic, but it is really good. Such a feel-good movie. And then lastly, we got the director's cut of Dark City, which is a movie I haven't watched yet, but someone recommended to me a while ago, so I decided to pick it up. It was only $10. You got Jennifer Connelly in it, Kiefer Sutherland, and I haven't watched it yet, but I heard it's good, so I'm excited to watch it. And let's go into E. So for E, I'm starting out with another 5 out of 5 movie, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, one of the best romance movies ever made. Stars Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet. This movie is so good. I watched this again recently. Perfect movie, 5 out of 5. Jim Carrey puts on, I think, his second best performance. I think I do love Truman Show, how he plays that character so well. A little bit more than this. But yeah, this movie is crazy good. It's directed so good. Who's the director of this? Oh, it's Michael Gondry, which I'm not too familiar with. But Charlie Kaufman wrote it. And, if you know Charlie Kaufman's work, you know how wacky his stories can get. And this is maybe his wackiest. Actually, no. Being John Malkovich is probably his wackiest. But really great movie. Brilliant. If you haven't watched it yet, please go and watch it. Next, I got Enemy, starring Jake Gyllenhaal, directed by Denis Villeneuve. One of my favorite is he even a rising director anymore? I think he's solidified like one of the best directors of all time, for me at least. But Enemy was really good. I think it's actually one of his weaker films, but it's still a great movie. Jake Gyllenhaal puts on a great performance, plays, two of himself or whatever, right? So it's a great movie. Then I got Stanley Kubrick's last film, Eyes Wide Shut. I don't get the hate for this movie. I think it's so freaking good. It might be top 5 Kubrick for me. Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman stars in it. I just love how atmospheric it feels. You got that Kubrick signature style in every single frame. Story is great. It's very hypersexualized, but it's really good. Next, look at this bad boy. I got the extended director's cut of The Exorcist. Love the cover here. You got the priest looking up at the light. Classic. Watched this again recently last Halloween. Still so good. Such a classic. I think I just appreciate this more and more every single time I watch it. So I can't really watch it again this Halloween. Hopefully I love it even more. And next we got Evil Dead 1 and 2 collection. I have a lot of versions of the Evil Dead movies. I have the 4K steelbook of this. So this is another one that hasn't been opened up yet and probably never will because I have the 4K steelbook. But I'm actually a fan. I know a lot of people like Evil Dead 2 more than 1. I actually like Evil Dead 1 a lot more than 2. I still think 2 is really good. really great, a lot more fun. But I just love the whole atmosphere of Evil Dead 1. I think it's a lot more of that like haunted cabin feel, which I like, where 2 is like a little bit more fun, a little bit more action. So I'm a big Evil Dead 1 guy. And then I got the Evil Dead remake, which I saw in theaters in 2014, 13. And holy gore, oh my god. I watched as a kid, just having like, I remember hiding behind my cousin because there was just so much blood at the end where she's like chainsawing her. Really crazy, probably traumatizing movie to watch as a kid. But I like this one a lot. I think it's one of the better horror remakes. And let's go into F. So for F, I got the Frankenstein Complete Legacy Collection. I've only seen the first 2. I've seen the 1930s original Frankenstein. It came out in 1931. I thought it was actually really good. I mean, it's the origin of the first, Frankenstein, besides the books, obviously. And then I saw The Bride of Frankenstein, which was a little bit better. And then I haven't seen the rest, but it comes with Son of Frankenstein, The Ghost of Frankenstein, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. So really cool collection. Maybe one day I'll watch the rest. I'm not sure. Maybe, hopefully one day. But the first 2 are classics. I recommend watching them. They're pretty good. And then next I got really cool slipcover here of The Fighter with Christian Bale and Mark Wahlberg and Amy Adams, obviously. I do think this movie's really good. I don't think it's as good as a lot of people say it is. Some people think it's a perfect movie. I don't think it's a perfect movie. I do enjoy it a lot. The fighter movies, I used to think I was really big into them, but after I watched a couple more recent ones, I realized I'm not really big into the whole fighting genre. I don't know, but I do love Creed, I do love Rocky, I do love the classics like that. But I don't want to shit on this movie because I do really enjoy it. It's not a bad movie at all. I like it a lot. I just don't know if there's like a rewatchability to it. I don't know how much I really want to rewatch it, but whatever. It's good. Just that's my thoughts on really good. Next up, I got Fight Club. Now, this is a perfect movie for me. I know a lot of film bros have it as their number 1 favorite movie. And I get that. I mean, it's a brilliant movie. David Fincher's best, in my opinion. If you haven't seen this yet, I'm sure you have. I'm sure you've seen Fight Club. And let's not break the first rule of Fight Club, which is we don't talk about Fight Club. Next up, we got Fast and Furious 8 movie collection. I wish I got the 4K of these, but it's alright. I got the first one in 4K, which is my favorite one. So I can't wait to get F9 to add to this collection. But let me just do a quick rundown of the whole franchise. The first one is my favorite. I love the first one. I think it's so good, so much fun. I just love that one. The second one I do enjoy too. It's bad. It is a bad movie, but there's joy in that one. Tokyo and Drift I like a lot. Maybe it's the 3rd or 4th best. Fast and Furious is actually one of the worst for me. The 4th one, I think it's so boring. I don't like it at all. Lenny's not even in the movie. Fast 5 is really great. Probably the 2nd best, right? That's when we first get The Rock. Fast Furious 6 is another good one. It's good. We are having a little bit of villain problems with Shaw and stuff like that. And then 7, I think, is also okay. The main draw for that one, I think the whole movie is boring, but that whole Paul Walker scene at the end really elevates the movie a ton. It does make it worth watching. And The Fate of the Furious, number 8, I actually enjoyed a lot. I actually liked 8 a good amount. I thought the whole story of Vin Diesel turning bad was really good. And the jokes landed with me. I actually liked it more than a lot of people did. I don't think it's a bad movie at all. And then last up, we got Flashback, a new movie that came out this year with Dylan O'Brien, which I haven't watched yet, so hopefully I'll watch it soon. I heard it's okay, I heard it's good. But let's go into what's next. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Let's do it. Alright, so starting out with G, we got Goodwill Hunting. Another one of the best movies of all time with Matt Damon and Robin Williams. Brilliant movie. I love Goodwill Hunting. One of my favorite endings of all time. One of my favorite movies of all time. Robin Williams' best performance. Matt Damon, maybe his best performance. I mean, he's so young, so I don't know. But I love that scene with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, where Matt Damon pretty much says that he doesn't want to go off to do all these things. Ben Affleck is like, if I see you here in 20 years, I'm going to punch you in your freaking mouth or whatever. My favorite scenes of all time. They deserve to win that screenplay Oscar at such a young age. Next up, we got The Godfather Corleone Legacy Edition Collection. All 3 movies are in here. I'm one of those people that do advocate that The Godfather may just be the best movie of all time. When I rewatched it, I just got blown away all over again. I loved it so much. The second one I loved just as much. I actually think 1 is better than 2 still. A lot of my favorite scenes I remember were in 1. 2's got that whole Fredo aspect to it, though. It's so good. So, I mean, whoever says 1 or 2 is better, it's really just a toss-up. You can choose whichever one. So 3 is in that one too, but I have The Godfather Coda Edition, The Death of Michael Corleone, which is a new edition that came out, I think, this year, where Coppola did a whole, like, he changed the beginning and the end. He kind of edited like a little bit more. So I think it's like a better version of the one that maybe a lot of you guys have seen. But I actually thought it was okay. It's definitely nowhere close to the 1 or 2, but maybe it's because this edition did help it, you know. So Coda edition, not bad. But definitely nowhere near the first or 2. I'll probably never rewatch that one. The next one I got a freaking classic for me as a kid, Good Burger. Love this movie. You got freaking young Jordan Peele in it, Nickelodeon style. It's a new release that came, I think, last year, or maybe it was this year. I don't know. But Good Burger is so much fun. I haven't watched it in a while, so it's due for a rewatch. And then lastly for GA, I got Paramount Pictures put out these, but I only got this one because I love this movie, Ghost, with Patrick Swayze. Another one that I haven't watched in quite some time. But look at this. If you open it up, it has like this cool little thing like this. So I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, it's like a clear case, which I like seeing. But yeah, Ghost is it's a great movie. It's very, very sad. But I haven't watched it in a while, so I have to watch it again. I probably haven't watched it in years. Actually only got Gone Girl here, really cheap release. Gone Girl's another David Fincher, one of the best David Fincher movies. I don't think it's his best, but I do think it's very engaging, one of the best thrillers. Perfect like mystery, sort of like murder mystery movie. Really love it. And let's go into H. Alright, so for H, we got Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, another movie which I thought was good. You got Sam Rockwell, you got Alan Rickman in it. I didn't think it was hilarious. I didn't love it. I just thought it was like pretty good. I thought it was okay. So it was okay. Next up, I got Half Baked, which I think is freaking hilarious. Another new release that came out this year, I think. And just like a perfect like weed movie, you know, like just to get high and watch. I watched it sober. I still laughed my ass off. Great movie. Next up, I got The Hateful Eight. I put this in like the lower tier of like, not the lower tier. I think it's like the middle tier of Tarantino movies, which isn't really, like, it's still a freaking great movie. Like, I think Hateful Eight's so good. A little bit on the longer side, and I don't think it's as engaging as some of Tarantino's other movies, but it's still really good. Cast is brilliant. Still has all that Hateful Eight, you know, signature styles to it. And I think as I rewatch it more and more, maybe I'll appreciate it more. I think it actually has a really good atmosphere, which I enjoy. And then lastly, I got lastly, I got Harry Potter 8 film collection. I'm a big Harry Potter fan. Big Harry Potter fan. I read all the books. I was able to see Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2 in theaters. So as a kid, that was really cool to see. If I had to rank them all, I would say Half-Blood Prince last. Then I put Deathly Hallows Part 1, I think. Or maybe Order of the Phoenix. Well, I'll put Order of the Phoenix next. And then I'll go... Actually, Chamber of Secrets maybe is back there. I don't know. But then I'd go Goblet of Fire at 4. Then at 3, oh my god, it's so tough. I guess Sorcerer's Stone, even though I love Sorcerer's Stone. And then I'd go Deathly Hallows Part 2 at 2. And then number 1, I'd go Prisoner of Azkaban. Prisoner of Azkaban, Sorcerer's Stone, and Deathly Hallows Part 2, I probably all would rate 5 out of 5. I love those movies. And like I said, I'm a big fan. So it's really cool to have this collection. Hopefully I get the 4K steelbooks of all of them. I have the new 4K steelbook of the Sorcerer's Stone that just came out recently. But let's go into A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Alright, so I actually have more I's than I thought. I thought I was going to be less. But first up, we got Dennis Villeneuve, another movie. We got Incendies. Really, really brilliant movie. I'd say top 4 Dennis Villeneuve movies, you know? And so it's really good, really sick story. I mean, like, just the twists and turns of it all is really kind of like, not disgusting, but like insane, you know. It's actually really cool how it all unpacks and unravels. Next up, I got the Indiana Jones Blu Ray Collection. I just got the new 4K Steelbook Collection, but this is the Blu Ray Collection. I actually love the gloss of this. If you look at like just how cool it looks in the front. The back also has it. Inside, you got, like, it's like a book style, which I kind of like, you know, and it's got, like, if you open it up, you know, they're like in here. I just love how all that looks. So I actually like all the movies. I know Crystal Skull gets a really bad rep. I've only seen it once, and I did like sort of have fun with it. But if I saw it again, maybe I'd, you know, pick at it a little bit more. How I would rank them would probably be Crystal Skull last, and then Temple of Doom, and then Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then Last Crusade is actually my favorite. So I love just the Sean Connery father element to it all. Last Crusade's so good. And so is Raiders of the Lost Ark. They're both 5 out of 5 movies for me. Next up, we got a horror I think it's a future horror classic, one of the best of the decade. It Follows. I always recommend this movie to horror fans if they haven't seen it yet. Really cool movie. It's kind of like if Michael Myers was like a sexually transmitted disease. I know it's really weird to say, but that's really kind of how it is. Really, really great movie. I love that one. Next up, I got my favorite movies of all time, favorite animated movies of all time. The Iron Giant. I can't wait for this to get a 4K release. It's bound to happen soon. But The Iron Giant's such a classic, man. It's so good. I need to rewatch it again, but my favorite movies as a kid. I have the VHS tapes over there. I don't have a lot of VHS tapes. I'm not going to show that off. I also have a couple of DVDs. I'm not going to show those off either. But Iron Giant's so good. Next up, I got a Christopher Nolan movie that's really underrated, Insomnia. I know a lot of like Christopher Nolan fans maybe haven't seen this one yet. But I think it's so good. I keep saying all these movies are good. I mean, like, I only buy movies that really I enjoy watching. So all these movies I really like. Insomnia is great. Another like murder mystery that's really cool. It takes place in Alaska, so it's always daytime there. So like Pacino can never sleep. That's why it's called Insomnia. So he's trying to like figure this all out while going through Insomnia. Really cool, really great. Another movie that traumatized me as a kid, Insidious. I don't know how many times I watched this as a kid. Me and my cousins, we loved the hell out of this movie. We'd always watch it. We'd always get scared. Even when I put it on today, I still get scared. James Wan is a master of horror. I can't wait to see his new movie, Malignant. I don't know how you say it, but I can't wait for that. And lastly, I got The Imitation Game with Benedict Cumberbatch. Another really good one. I was surprised by how much I liked this one. Really cool movie. Kind of like a historic little piece to it. Keira Knightley stars in it. I liked it. I thought it was really good. So now let's go to J. All right. So next up for J, I only have like 2 J things. The first one is Just Mercy, 2019 movie starring Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Foxx, and Brie Larson. Like, really good movie. Like, it blew me away because I wasn't expecting it to be that good. The performances were just like really great. I really enjoyed it. The director is also directing some new movie that I forgot. It's not Shang-Chi, I don't think, is it? No, he did something else. But Just Mercy, really good movie. I recommend you checking it out. And then the other J thing is one that I really love. It's the James Bond collection. Look at this. So cool. If you pull it out, it's got, so it starts with Sean Connery's 1962-1967. It just says that. And then on the back shows all the movies. I don't know if you can see with the lighting. And then you got, like the Roger Moores and the, I'm going to forget his name. Roger Moore. And then Daniel Craig's. I can't think of his name. But I've only watched like half of the James Bond films. I do plan on binging them all before No Time to Die. But I just haven't had the time yet. I don't really know when I want to like start and get into it because I know I'm going to love it. But I've seen all of Sean Connery's. I'm in the middle of like Roger Moore's, like towards the end. I think my next one I have to watch is actually A View to Kill. I think Octopussy was the last one I watched. So I have a couple of other good ones left. I can't wait to watch GoldenEye. Can't wait to see Daniel Craig's version. But yeah, Sean Connery's all were super good. My favorite one would probably be Goldfinger and then Dr. No. But Live and Let Die I love too with Roger Moore. So I can't rewatch them all. Maybe I'll do like a whole James Bond ranking once No Time to Die comes out. That could be fun. But let's go on to the next letter. Wow, so I actually don't have any K movies on Blu-ray. That really pisses me off. I feel like I need to go buy a K movie right now. But there's one that I forgot to add for H, and that's I Have Her with Joaquin Phoenix. I really love this movie. One of the best. I guess you can call it like a sci-fi movie, right? Joaquin Phoenix puts on like one of his best performances. Really memorable film. Spike Jonze was a great director. Really brilliant movie. And let's go into, so after K we got L, right? So I guess this is another H one that could be L. But I have the Hobbit trilogy and Lord of the Rings trilogy. I haven't watched the Hobbit trilogy yet. I haven't watched the Hobbit trilogy yet, but I am going to watch it soon, like very soon. I'm going to get the 4K versions though, so. And I also have the Lord of the Rings 4K edition, so I'm not going to probably ever watch this one, ever. So, but it's cool to own them, I guess, as a cool little collection. And then I have Love Actually, which I did watch for film class once last year. It's like a British comedy, like romantic comedy. Another one I really loved, thought it was brilliant, thought it was so good. Great cast, Liam Neeson's in there. So it's a really good romantic comedy. It's a classic. That's the one where Rick from The Walking Dead puts up the sign. He's like flipping through the signs and saying all this stuff. Next, I got The Lion King, which it's like a Zavi collection version. It's got like a really cool gloss, if you can see with the light. But I hate how the UK puts like their ratings like on the covers of their stuff and like on the steelbooks. I think it's so stupid. But it's cool that they have like other cover art here. I love that poster. I have that poster actually in my other room because I love Lion King. My favorite anime movie of all time. I don't know why I haven't talked about this movie. It's so good. It's my favorite anime movie. I cry. I love the music. Brilliant. Next, I got The Lighthouse, another future classic with Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson. Watched this again last year when I had COVID. I actually watched it. Really cool, like atmosphere. Like I'm like literally like dying from COVID. I got The Lighthouse on, but I didn't mind it. I thought it was so cool. And look, it says right here, it says instant classic, and I really think it is. I remember I watched this the first time, and I was like, it was good. I actually really enjoyed it. Watched it the second time, and I was like, this movie is brilliant. It's so freaking good. Next up, I got Last Action Hero with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I actually haven't watched this movie yet. I have the 4K Steelbook, and I actually plan on doing a reaction video to this. You know, people like react to like whole movies and like edit it. I was going to do that with Last Action Hero for some reason. I don't know why, but I haven't seen it yet. I love Arnold, so I can't wait to watch it. And lastly, for L, I got 2019's Little Woman with Florence Pugh, Saoirse Ronan, Emma Watson, directed by Greta Gerwig. When I first watched it, I thought it was good. I watched it again. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was so good. I loved it. Maybe because I watched with my sisters. We both had a great time with it. Loved the whole message. Loved the whole feel. The atmosphere is phenomenal. So great. One of the best 2019 movies, but, you know, I don't even know if it would be a top 5 because 2019 was such a good year for movies. But let's go into the next letter. So starting out with M, we got Metropolis the Movie. This movie came out in 1927. And it's like hailed as like the first ever sci-fi movie. Like half of the movie was actually lost for like years. Like it says like 25 minutes of restored footage. And I've read about it a little bit, and it was like lost, and then it was found like in Buenos Aires, the other parts of the film. So now this is like the complete Metropolis, like it's all here. So I watched this recently. Now think, this is 1927. Literally, I thought it was the best silent film I ever watched. If you haven't seen Metropolis yet and you're into like those classic silent films, it is so good. Just how they were able to film some stuff. I was like, how'd they even do this? Like, it's like the scale is huge. The ideas are great. Really great sci-fi movie, and it's still today my favorite silent film of all time. Next up, I got William Patterson's Manhunter. This is part of the whole like Hannibal Lecter series or franchise, I guess you can call it. This takes place even before. This came out, I think it's an 80s movie. Came out before Silence of the Lambs, I'm pretty sure. Anthony Hopkins doesn't play Hannibal Lecter. It's another well-known actor. Who is it? I think we all know him, but I forgot. But this is the director of Heat, Michael Mann. Manhunter was really good. I thought it was great. I probably rated it maybe around like the 3.8, 4 range. I forget if I rated it a 3.8 or a 4. I might have given it a 4.1 out of 5. I don't know, but it was brilliant, really good. Cinematography is really great sometimes in that. This movie I watched really recently, last week, was Magnolia for the first time by Paul Thomas Anderson. One of the only Paul Thomas Anderson movies I haven't watched yet. I was expecting a 5 out of 5 movie. Instead, I got like a 4.1 out of 5 movie, which is still really good, but maybe because my expectations were a little bit too high. Great cast. You got Tom Cruise, Julianne Moore, John C. Reilly. You know, you got all the other Paul Thomas Anderson people that go in there. Really wacky movie. Maybe like his wackiest movie or second wackiest. Stuff just happens with frogs towards the end, and I was like, what the hell is even happening? So maybe upon a rewatch, I can appreciate it more. But there's a lot of other Paul Thomas Anderson movies that I like a little bit more than Magnolia. Next up, I have The Machinist with Christian Bale. This is the one where he's known for like losing all that weight for. He looks all skinny, looks in the mirror like this. I actually didn't really like this movie. I think it's sort of like a copy of like Fight Club, you know? Like they try to do like that Fight Club style. Like he's like hallucinating all these different things. And I don't know. I just didn't really like it that much. I think it just looks really like disgusting and like boring to watch. So although I do commend Christian Bale for his performance, it's nothing like crazy. I don't really recommend it. And then lastly is a movie that I do recommend, and that's Memento. If you haven't seen this yet, Christopher Nolan. I think this is like his second feature film. Fucking so good. So good. I rewatched this again. 5 out of 5 movie. Top 3 Nolan for me, I think maybe top 4 actually. But it's so good. The way he's able to like make you think the whole movie's going this way, and then halfway through it switches this way, a bunch of twists and turns. Just the fact that you had to come up with an idea like this and the way how he told it is just on a genius level. So I love Memento, and let's go into N. So for N, I only got 2 but they're both good. So the first one I got, Napoleon Dynamite, one that I watched recently. And I think because I watched it for the first time like so recently, it actually hurt it. I think if I watched it as a kid or watched it growing up, I would have found it a lot more funnier. It's a lot of like awkward humor that I just wasn't like really big into. Like I did enjoy it by the end, but I don't think it's like as funny as some other people say it is. Like some people love Napoleon Dynamite. It's like a cult classic. I get it. I can see why, especially growing up with it. Like the humor is very different back in the early 2000s. Very awkward, very cringe, you know. And that's all in here, like vote for Pablo, all that stuff. So it is a lot of fun, but it's not really something that's like I would call like one of my favorite comedies. Not like my humor is a little bit different, but it's good. I like Napoleon Dynamite. Next up, here we go. Ready for this one? We got Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal. Nightcrawler is so good. Jake Gyllenhaal's best performance, I think. I think it's better than Prisoners. Story's fantastic. Maybe like a close to perfect thriller. It's just really good. If you haven't seen Nightcrawler yet, I recommend go watch it. If you're into thrillers, you will love this movie. It's kind of like he's just like a cameraman, and he wants to always get like the next big news or whatever. So he just like gets mad because everyone looks down upon him because he's like a weirdo. So he starts like making like his own accents, like, and you know, going there and filming himself. It's really good. Just go and watch it. Now let's go into O. Before we hit the O's, I forgot one more N one because I forgot to put these together. But it's a collection. It's like an Oliver Stone collection. You got Natural Born Killers, Any Given Sunday, and JFK, all directed by Oliver Stone. I love every single one of these movies. Natural Born Killers was so good. Written by Quentin Tarantino too. And it stars Woody Harrelson. Really wacky, crazy, hallucinogenic sort of like movie, but really good. Any Given Sunday, like this football movie, sports movie. Pacino plays a football coach. Really fun movie, another great one. And JFK is probably the best out of these three, starring Kevin Costner. Kind of is like goes into all the conspiracies that revolving around the JFK murder. So if you're interested in JFK and like his murder, please go and watch JFK. Really cool movie. I watched the director's cut, which is almost close to like 4 hours long. Crazy long, but still really good. So with O, I got 3 O's. Let's start out with this one. Really cool collection I have. The Jack Nicholson One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest fucking like Blu-ray collection. I thought it was just be a regular Blu-ray. Look at this thing. It's freaking huge. It's so sick. Inside you got all this crazy stuff. I'll show you guys it really quickly. It's like this pack of cards it comes with, like this. Look at that, this weird thing. You got this is where the movie is. It comes with an own little booklet. Tells you about the movie, right? Then we got another booklet that really tells you about the movie. Go into it, you can open it up. Got all this stuff, you know, stuff about the movie. It has the patient file of the main character. What's his name? I always forget Jack Nicholson's character. But yeah, I mean, I remember. I have to watch the movie again because, being honest, I've only seen it once, like in school. You know, when you watch, like you're supposed to read One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I never read it in school, and then you watch the movie. And so I watched the movie, and I probably like fell asleep during it or something like that. So I haven't seen it since then, but I do remember loving it. I've watched like other scenes, in part, you know, like here and there on YouTube. And I do think it's one of the best performances ever by Jack Nicholson. So I need to watch it again. Really happy that I have like this Blu-ray set of it though. It's really cool. Hopefully they come out the 4K version. And then next I have The Others with Nicole Kidman, a horror movie. Best known for having like one of the best like twists of all time, you know. So I watched it recently. I thought it was really good. Maybe I rated it like a 3.6 out of 5. Really cool horror. I love how creepy it was. Very atmospheric again. And then lastly I have The Outsiders, which is a Francis Ford Coppola movie. Another movie where, like, you know, you read the book in class and you watch the movie. I fell in love with the movie. I actually read the book. I really loved it. Really loved the cast. Patrick Swayze, you know, Matt Dillon, Diane Lane, Rob Lowe. You got Tom Cruise. You got Ralph Macchio. Like, come on. It's such a great movie. I love this movie. And it's due for a rewatch, definitely. So that's the O's. So let's go into the P's. So I only got a couple of P's, but there's some really good P's. First up, Pulp Fiction. Just watched this yesterday, actually. It was on TV. And whenever it's on TV, I always put it on. I ended up watching like the whole thing because I had to whenever it's on. And just a classic. I watched this even before that during COVID. 5 out of 5 movie, perfect. I do think it's the best Quentin Tarantino movie. Maybe I do enjoy Inglourious Basterds a little bit more. But Pulp is great. Love Pulp. Next up, I can't recommend this movie enough. When someone asks for a recommendation, this is the movie I always recommend every single time. Prisoners by Denis Villeneuve. You got Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal starring in it. Perfect thriller, perfect murder mystery thriller sort of thing. Even though it's not really a murder mystery, it's more of like just like a kidnapping mystery thing. Hugh Jackman, his kid and his friend's kid get kidnapped by someone. Jake Gyllenhaal's the cop that's trying to help him. So it's got this whole like, Hugh Jackman trying to find them on his own, while Jake Gyllenhaal is also trying to find this guy. Paul Dano's in it, who's going to be the next Riddler in the Batman. Super, super good movie, 5 out of 5. Villeneuve is best in my opinion. Next up, I got such a great trilogy, the Planet of the Apes trilogy, the new ones. You got, I'll bring them out for you guys. This is the back. It says for freedom, for family, for the planet, right? So you got Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which I think is like the weakest one, but still really good. I love that last line where he's like, Caesar is home. I always say that line. I love that. Then we got Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, where you start having, what's the other monkey's name? What was his name? Whatever. He plays a more prominent role in this. I love Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. So good. And then we got War for the Planet of the Apes, which I think is actually like a 5 out of 5 movie. I think it's so good. I saw it in theaters. It just looks so great, man. I should get the 4K version of these. Because I think this one would look so good there. Woody Harrelson plays a great villain. So I love all those movies. Such a great trilogy. It ends perfectly. I love the first Planet of the Apes movie, which I have on DVD. I can't wait. I hope they have like a new 4K collection of all those movies. I would pick that up in a second, pre-order it. And then our last P is Point Break with Patrick Swayze and Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves. And this movie was one I saw recently again last year. And I loved it. Like I'm saying with all these movies, I thought it was so good. It's like the surfing. Well, he's like a cop who has to go undercover with a bunch of these surfers because they're criminals. So he's got to like pretend to be a surfer, falls in love with the surfer girl. Really cool action movie. There's a cool not Kurt Russell. Patrick Swayze did like a real skydiving thing at the end. Like he actually skydived. And it's just great. I love it. So let's go into Q. I don't even know if we have any Qs. Alright, so I only got one Q, but it's actually like not even a real Q, but it's a good Q. I got the Quentin Tarantino collection. This thing, I got every Quentin Tarantino movie in here except for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Hateful Eight. Both those didn't come in the collection, so I have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, though. I got the 4K Steelbook, and I got the regular 4K edition as well, and I have Hateful Eight, which you already saw. But let's bring all these out. I guess we're going to do all these real quick. So obviously it comes with Inglourious Bastards, right? Comes with Pulp, which I just showed you guys. Comes with Reservoir Dogs. Comes with Django, which I just watched recently. We got Kill Bill Volume 1. And we got Kill Bill Volume 2. Then we got Death Proof. And then we got Jackie Brown. So now if I had to rank these, this is how I'd rank them. Last place, Jackie Brown. I actually don't like it. I haven't watched it in a while though. I just don't really like it that much. After that, I'd probably put Death Proof, which I love. I love Death Proof. Then I put Kill Bill 2, and then Kill Bill 1. I love both of them. I think Uma Thurman kills it. Yeah, no pun intended. Then, this is where it gets tricky. I guess I put Django here. I do really love Django. And then I put Reservoir Dogs, which is a 5 out of 5, I think, for me. Then it gets tricky. I know I just said it, so I always go back and forth between these, but I guess Inglourious Bastards at 2, and then Pulp at 1, but it could go either way with those. I could switch them around. But those are all the Quentin Tarantino movies I have, plus Hollywood and I told you about. And what's the next letter? B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. All right, let's go into R. So I only got 2 R's. The first one is Nicolas Cage movie with Sean Connery, with Ed Harris too. I really love this movie. I actually liked it a little bit more than Con Air. I don't know why I'm comparing those two, maybe because it's just Cage movies. But I watched this last year. I thought Ed Harris did really good. I thought Cage was cool. Sean Connery was cool. Really cool Michael Bay action movie. Liked it a lot. On the next side, the Raid Collection. They're kind of like these Indonesian action movies. A lot of people know them because the fight choreography is like really sick. First one's brilliant. It's sort of like if you've ever seen the new Dredd movie. It's like these cops have to go into this building and like they get locked in, so they have to like fight their way up to like the top and all that stuff. Same sort of thing. The Raid 2 is a whole different story that takes place after the first one. Another really cool like story, and the fight choreography in that one's so sick. The cafeteria fight is one of the best fight choreography scenes I've ever seen. And that's it. I really recommend those 2 movies actually if you're into action movies. And let's go into S. Alright, so for S's, I actually have a lot. This is probably the most I've had so far of a letter. Before we get to it, I actually forgot one. I forgot Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I think it's a sequel to Clerks, right? I haven't watched this one yet. I'm going to watch it soon, so I'll leave that like that. But let's go into the S's a lot. So Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows. This is the second one after Sherlock Holmes, directed by Guy Ritchie. Hated this movie. Thought it was so bad. I didn't like it at all. The first one I think is okay. I think it's actually pretty good. This one I hate. I thought it was so stupid. So yeah, I hate Game of Shadows. The next one is Split Second. I don't know why I picked this up. It was like when I first started collecting Blu-rays and stuff, and this was like a new release. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to get this. I thought I had a bunch of money. I could just get all the new releases and not pick whatever. So I got Split Second, but the cover art looks pretty cool. So I'm excited to watch it one day. Next, I got Scary Movie 1. So freaking funny. I love this movie. Then I got Scary Movie 2. Right? Love Scary Movie 2. Then I got Scary Movie 3.5 unrated, which I haven't seen yet, actually. So I'll watch that one soon. Then I got a cool release of Shawshank Redemption. Look how cool that looks. It's like this really bulky thing, kind of like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It's got the hammer there. It's like another zombie thing. So the UK put their rating on the slip. So stupid. Comes with the Blu-ray, same sort of cover, and it comes with another booklet. And this has like a bunch of cards, I think, with like photos of the movie in it. So that's pretty cool. I love these sort of releases. You know, I love kind of having them, like collecting them. They're cool. But the new 4K Steelbook comes out soon, so I will definitely be picking that up. And then this one will probably never be used again. Next up, I got Small Soldiers. I love this movie as a kid. Like, freaking love this movie. I had the VHS tape, too. Great kids movie. So I love it so much. Then I got Seven Psychopaths with Christopher Walken, Colin Farrell, Sam Rockwell, Woody Harrelson. I thought this one was really good. Same director as, like, In Bruges. I forgot what his name is. Martin McDonagh, yeah. He's a really good director. I love In Bruges a lot. I should have that. But Seven Psychopaths was good. I'm starting to lose my voice. Next up, we got South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. I thought it was really funny, even though I'm not a big South Park fan. I actually don't watch too much South Park. I've seen some of the good episodes, but not everything. But I thought the movie was really good, really funny. I can't wait to see the other South Park movies that are being made now. I think they're coming out on Apple TV or something like that. Next, I got Superman with Christopher Reeves, Superman 2, and Superman Returns with... What's his name? This is a Bryan Singer film, but I forgot what the actor's name is. Superman 1, one of the best superhero movies of all time. Super, super good. Superman 2, I thought was almost just as good, but it's good. This is the Richard Donner cut too, so it's like the director's cut. They added cool new scenes like Marlon Brando. And Superman Returns I actually liked a lot as well, you know. If I had to rank them, I'd go 1, 2, and then Superman Returns. But Superman Returns, I know a lot of people hate on it. I don't really see it. I quite enjoy it. Next, I got The Suicide Squad, not the good one, the old 2016 one. When I saw this movie, I saw it 5 times in theaters. I used to love it. Now I hate it. I talked about that recently in one of my reviews when I ranked the DC movies. Next, we got Star Wars, the complete saga. We got, this is before the sequels came out, this edition actually. So this only has the originals and the prequels. I have all the 4K editions. I have actually all the 4K steelbooks of the Star Wars movies, so I can't wait to show you guys that. But this saga's cool. Probably again will never be opened up because I have the 4Ks. Then I got Slumdog Millionaire. Really loved this movie when I first saw it. Started to rewatch it like a couple months ago. Never got to finish it, but it is a really brilliant movie. Danny Boyle too, which is director of 28 Days Later. So that's a good movie. Really good actually. Might be a 5 out of 5. That's what I rated when I first saw it. I don't know if it still holds up like that. Then I got 2 film collection of Shawshank and The Green Mile. Green Mile, brilliant movie again. Shawshank I already talked about. And then I got the Scream 3 movie collection. I love Scream. First one's like a 5 out of 5. Scream 2 I did enjoy as well. Scream 3 is probably the worst. And Scream 4, which I don't have, I really love as well. Let's keep it going. So let's go into T. So for T, I got a couple of them. Let's start out. We got Titanic, James Cameron. Another 5 out of 5 movie, I'd say. I haven't watched it in a while, but I do really love it. I've been watching it ever since I was a kid, so I loved it then. I probably still love it now. Then I got the Terminator 6 film collection. Really happy to have these. So we got Terminator, Terminator 2, Rise of the Machine, Terminator Salvation, Genesis, and Dark Fate. How I would rank them would go, I hate Salvation. I really do hate Salvation, so Salvation will be last. Then I'll go with Dark Fate, because I hate what they did with Dark Fate and how they changed everything and kind of like, I don't even want to go into it. Then I'll go Genesis. I don't hate Genesis as some others do. I know some people really hate Genesis, but I don't really get that. And then I'll go Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines, which is another one where it's bad, you know, but I think it's good. It's got some, I love how they continue the story. I like the ending a lot too. And then I'll go the first Terminator and then Terminator 2, right? So a really cool collection. Then I got Martin Scorsese movie, Taxi Driver with Robert De Niro. Probably Scorsese's best movie, maybe outside of Goodfellas, but probably De Niro's best performance. Harvey Keitel is in this classic movie, 5 out of 5. Then I got Jim Carrey's The Truman Show, which I already talked about. I think it's Carrey's best performance. Definitely a 5 out of 5 movie. Big comfort movie, perfect Sunday movie. Love Truman Show. Then I got 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Another one by the director Martin McDonagh. Frances McDormand won an Oscar for this. Brilliant movie, really good. Love Sam Rockwell in it. He's really good in that. Then I got a comedy, This Is the End. Another really great movie with James Franco, Jonah Hill. I mean, the cast is already great in this. You got Emma Watson, Michael Cera starring in this, Seth Rogen. And the amount of cameos in this is really cool. It's kind of like this apocalyptic comedy movie. Really love that movie. And then I got the first Terminator movie, which is still sealed. Probably never really going to be watching it on here since I have the collection. But the first one's a classic too. It's also probably 5 out of 5. Terminator 2 I'd also rate 5 out of 5. And then I got Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 on Blu-ray. This is the zombie collection again because it has got the UK shit on there. But I can't talk about these movies enough. I mean, you got one, which I love, 5 out of 5. You got Toy Story 2, another one, 5 out of 5. Toy Story 3, 5 out of 5. I do love Toy Story 4 as well, but I don't have that one. And I don't think that one is on the same tier as these three. One of the best trilogies of all time. It's my whole childhood, and I will never stop loving these movies. As I get older and older, I'll probably just keep crying as I realize my childhood is slowly slipping away from me. But let's go into the next letter. Alright, we're almost done. We got U. We only got like 2 U's. We got Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. Safdie Brothers film. I don't know if it's still on Netflix. I don't think so, but it's getting a new Criterion 4K release, which I'm super hyped for. Uncut Gems is such a brilliant movie, very like anxious, anxiety-inducing movie. But I love the whole gambling aspect to it. Kevin Garnett's really cool. Then I got Upgrade. I made a post on this on Instagram recently. I added it in my top 10 sci-fi movies of the 2010s. Really brilliant movie. My cousin recommended it to me. It's kind of like RoboCop meets like John Wick, sort of. It's like really cool style. I really love it. And this one I forgot to show you guys because it's a collection, but it's a Blu-ray collection. It's the DC Animated Universe collection. It's got most of the DC animated movies. It's a 10th anniversary collection. But let me see if I can somewhat show you guys this. You open it up, it's got like a cool like thing here. Oh god, I don't know if I can show you this. It's got all the like a bunch of the movies in here. The artwork is really cool though. I don't know if I want to go into like all the movies, but the discs are like on top. Fuck. It's heavier than you might think. Maybe I'm just really skinny and weak. But it's really cool. I love the DC animated movies. I'm almost done with watching them all, but I kind of took a hiatus because it's kind of hard to just keep watching them and watching them. But a really cool collection. Came with a bunch of other cool stuff. But yeah, I want to show you guys that. And now, what's after U? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. I don't know if we have any V's. Alright, so I don't have any V's like I thought. But there was a whole batch of Blu-rays I got recently that I forgot to show you guys. It's not a whole batch, it's like a couple of them. But I just want to show you guys a new release that came out this year, Riders of Justice with Mads Mikkelsen. I'm going to watch this soon. I heard it's actually really good. Then I got Pride and Prejudice, one of the best romance movies ever made. And I watched it and I kind of agree. I think it's really super, super good. I actually enjoyed it more than I thought. Then I got The Pianist. Brilliant movie, 5 out of 5. Adrian Brody puts on one of the best performances I've ever seen. Really super good. Then I got Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with Steve Martin and John Candy. Really, really love this movie. I thought it was super funny, super good. A lot more heartwarming than I thought. It's a John Hughes film who also directed Breakfast Club, so expect that sort of style. I'm sure you might have already seen it. It's kind of known as like the Thanksgiving movie that everyone watches. Finally watched it. I was like, I should have watched it sooner. So now after V, we got W, right? So let's go into W's. First W, got The Wrestler. I'm a big wrestling fan, so I really enjoyed this movie. Mickey Rourke puts on a amazing performance, more than I thought he could actually do. And I love the director. What's his name? Darren Aronofsky. Really love him. Thought it was great. Another Scorsese movie. Got The Wolf of Wall Street. Another like 4.7 out of 5. Maybe you round it up to like a 5 out of 5 movie. Perfect. Really good. It's just a really fun movie. It's super rewatchable. Really great. Then I got a movie that came out last year, I think, 2020. The Way Back with Ben Affleck. He kind of plays this like alcoholic high school coach. Really cool movie, a lot better than I thought. Not really talked about as much, but it's still recent, so hopefully some sports fans find it and they talk about it more. Really cool movie. Then I got Who Framed Roger Rabbit, another movie I watched as a kid that I haven't watched in a very long time, to the point where I kind of forgot most of the movie. So definitely due for a rewatch. And then lastly, I got What We Do in the Shadows. I talked about this recently. I actually brought it up on my channel because I've been watching the new What We Do in the Shadows season. Recently binged through the first 2 seasons of the show. Really enjoyed it. Pretty funny. Not like technically my humor, but the movie is really great. I love the movie. So let's go into the next letter. All right, so this is actually our last letter, X, and it's X-Men Origins Wolverine. And I actually like this movie a lot. It's a guilty pleasure. I know a lot of people hate it, but look how cool the slipcover is here. Cool little gloss. But I think it's fun, man. I enjoy it. I think it's pretty cool. I love the whole like beginning scene where they're all fighting in the war. And the whole movie, it's not a well-made movie, but I do like there's some really bad CGI moments and bad scenes. But I do enjoy it. I think it's okay. I think it's good. But that is it, guys. We just did the whole Blu-ray collection. I think we did pretty good. I think it was a good amount of Blu-rays. 4K's collection will be bigger. I don't know when I'll do that. Hopefully soon. And we got Criterion, Steelbook, Arrow Video, which will be a much smaller video. But hey, if you stuck around for this long, thank you. If you like these sort of videos and like seeing my collection, please like the video. Please make sure to subscribe if you're new here. And thank you again, guys, for watching. And I'll see you in the next video.